Hey, how's it going, gang? Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be a quick market recap from last week. Today's Sunday. Making this video just before I head in to do a private chef gig I'm doing today. But I'm trying to create this video, quick video on the market recap from last week, kind of moving into next week. A couple of things we touched on last week was kind of talking about the Dixie, the dollar. I'm going to talk about that a little bit real quick. Don't mind, I got a few notes here. The Dixie is at about 102.85. Also, it was up about 0.2% roughly. Currently it's above the 50-day moving average, and you know, if it continues to if we go below the 200-day moving average, we'll be at around the 103 price. So currently we're below the 200 and we're trying to make our way above it, and to get to the 200 will be roughly about 103 to get above the 200-day moving average, which is our goal, which is a nice sign that maybe the Dixie, the dollar, is gaining strength. That would be something I would watch for, just to see the strength of the dollar currently. You know, kind of recapping on the markets, a couple of things like the S&P 500, the SPY. Currently it is at 445.65. Currently it's testing the 50-day moving average. It's above the 200-day moving average, so that's a good sign. Possibly still above the 200-day moving average, or possibly making its way towards the 200-day moving average, because it is below the 50-day moving average, which is a price target of about 408. So we'll have to pay attention to see what happens with the SPY, and what it does. Is it continuing to have a little downtrend move? We'll have to pay attention to that going into next week. Seems like some of those indexes have been pulling back, you know, like the NASDAQ, which you can invest in the QQQ, which is currently at 366.24. The QQQ is under the 50-day moving average. We definitely want to pay attention to that. It could be moving its way down to well, it's currently above the 200-day moving average, but could be moving down towards the 200-day moving average with a price target of about 316. For the Russell, you know, you can invest in the IWM. Currently that's at about 190, about 190, 191. It's currently testing the 50-day moving average. We want to watch for that. When it's testing the 50-day moving average, it could drop below and then work its way down to the 200-day moving average. So that's something you want to watch for when you're checking out the indexes. But you know, you really can't buy into the index, but you can buy into like IWM, which is for the Russell 2000. And then we have the DIA, which is the Dow Jones Industrial moving index, and you can if you wanted to invest in that, you could go into the DIA, which is at about 353. It's currently testing at 20 EMA. You know, that hasn't have too much of a pullback, similar to the SPY or the QQQ or the WIM, which is for the Russell. Once again, the DIA has been holding pretty good, but it is testing at 20 EMA, and then if it moves down from there, it could be testing the 50-day moving average, and that's something we'll have to pay attention to, which is a price target of about 345, and the DIA is currently at 353. So that's kind of like a market recap on some of that stuff. You know, we talk about different things that I check out in the mornings. Like I said, I look at the Dixie first thing in the morning. My list of plays that I look at, you know, I go down the futures of the NASDAQ, S&P 500, the Russell, and the Dow Jones Industrial. And those plays are plays, instead of you know, you can't really invest in those index futures, but the plays I just the symbols and plays I just talked about, those are plays you can get into if you wanted to invest in the indexes. Once again, this is not financial advice. I'm just trying to give you a few tips on how you can invest in those different type of plays if you're interested and you're following the indexes and you're wondering how you can get into a play that's working with the index as far as the momentum, or if it's in the downtrend, and how you can get into it or how you can invest in that. Those are plays you possibly can invest in if you choose to. But once again, run that past your financial advisor. I'm just giving you tips on what I check out as a market analysis every morning. Those are the symbols and plays that I check out first thing in the morning. Second thing I like to check out is I like to look at commodities. You know, some of the commodities I like to look at that you can get into is like copper. Copper is currently at 2308. It's kind of been, it's a little down by 0.8% on Friday. Also, it's below the 50-day moving average. Also, it's below the 200-day moving average. So that's something we definitely want to pay attention to and watch. It could be in a downtrend and could have some bearish momentum. We'll see what happens next week. But once again, like I said, that is in a downtrend, and we talked about being under the 200-day moving average compared to being above the 200-day moving average. So we could be moving down. Where we're going, we'll have to watch. But once again, copper is below the 50-day moving average on the daily and the 200-day moving average on the daily. I also watch platinum. Platinum's prices currently is 84.45. It was up about 0.4 or 0.38, almost 0.4% on Friday. It is also below the 50 and below the 200-day moving average. So that's another, you know, commodities are kind of getting hit, or it's down in a downtrend. So, you know, also downtrends could possibly be a potential opportunity. So that's something I watch for, and trying to watch for where the bottom is. But you know, you definitely don't want to invest while it's moving down. You want to try to see where it's finding a bottom, and then eventually going to have some momentum moving up. Kind of a bullish momentum is what they call it. So definitely want to watch out for that. Platinum, you know, that's one I look at. Copper, also silver, currently at about $20 to $21 price target right now, or price point on Friday. It's down about 0.1%. It's below the 200-day moving average. So watching for that again. Also, looking at gold. What is the price of gold currently? It's at like 1913 on Friday, and it's currently testing the 200-day moving average. So gold is one that I'm watching because it's currently testing a 200-day moving average. And let's see what happens. Either it's going to bounce off of the 200-day moving average, or it's going to move under and maybe gain some bearish momentum. So we'll have to watch out for that. You know, I had a couple you know, with the SPY and the NASDAQ and the various indexes kind of pulling back last week and Friday. Some of the big stocks that you might want to pay attention to look like they have been pulling back also. Apple is currently at 177.79. It's pulled back from its high of about 197 to 198, which is about a 10% pullback since its high on July 19th. So, you know, you definitely want to watch for that. Apple's been pulling back. That it's heavily weighted in the different indexes, and so when the indexes are pulling back or Apple's pulling back, you know, it's good to watch like what's going on in the market. So keep your eyes out, watch for Apple, see what it's doing next week. If it's going to continue to pull back, we'll have to see. Microsoft is at about 321, down from its high of 366. It's under the 50-day moving average currently. Also, Apple's under the 50-day moving average, but you know, 200-day moving average target is about 160 on Apple. The 200-day moving average target is about 280 for Microsoft, and so we're under the 50. So are we going to be working our way down to the 200? We'll have to see. Maybe we get a bounce someplace in between. But currently, those stocks have been pulling back, and Microsoft has pulled back about 12% since mid-July also. So watch for those stocks. Those are the big players in the market, the largest market cap stocks out there. You know, we got Meta at about 301, 64. It has pulled back from its high of 326.41. It's currently testing the 50-day moving average. The price target at the 200-day moving average is about 198. That's a huge drop if it goes down to there, but we'll have to see. Meta's been doing pretty good this year, has had some pretty strong momentum. It's currently down about 7% from its high. Google is another one I watch out for. That's about 122.56 currently. Its high was 133.93. It's currently testing the 20-day EMA. It's down about 44% from July. So all those stocks have pulled back a little bit. Are we in a downtrend? That's something we have to pay attention to. Those are some of the huge market cap stocks out there. Amazon seems like it's been moving up a little bit, but currently it's at 138.41. Its high was 144. It's testing the 9-day moving average. Maybe it might be coming below, making a move. Since August 1st, it's down 4%. So watch out for Amazon. It was on a little run, but now currently it looks like it may be in a little downtrend, maybe a little pullback, and maybe it gets a bounce off of the 9-day moving average. But that is something you have to watch out for. Semiconductors have been getting hit too this week. Nvidia, which is prices at about 408.55. The high was at about 480. It's under the 50-day moving average currently. It's down 14%, so you definitely want to watch that. It's been pulling back pretty significantly. Semiconductors have been having a little sell-off there. Maybe people are taking profits, CEOs in the company, or other people. It was on a great run, so maybe they're taking some profits. So Nvidia, semiconductors, definitely paying attention to that. One more semiconductor stock I want to talk about is AMD. AMD is at about 107.57. The high was 132. It has pulled back about 18% since June. June 13th, it's down about 18%, so it has been pulling back. It has some up and down momentum, but really it's kind of been having a down momentum from June of about 18%, and it is under the 50-day moving average. It looks like it may be working its way down to the 200-day moving average, which is at about $90. So semiconductors have been getting hit recently. Definitely want to watch out for that, and see if there's an opportunity to purchase some semiconductors in the future, some future couple plays in the future, maybe once it hits a bottom and starts gaining some momentum again. But watch out for semiconductors. Currently they are in a downtrend. We talked about metals, platinum, copper, gold, and silver. A couple more commodities you might want to watch out for is like BNO symbol, which is the United States Brent Oil Fund. Currently it is up about 20% since July 23rd. It's above the 200-day moving average. Its price is at about $29.49. So check it out on the charts. See the momentum. Like I said, once you get above that 200-day moving average, you kind of get a springboard and it starts bouncing. It comes down, but it bounces off the 200 and possibly bounces off the 50, and it continues to make some good movement to the upside. But that is something we're watching for. Price of oil is going up. Price of gas is going up. Another play or symbol we may want to pay attention to is U.S. oil, which is the U.S. oil fund. These are ETFs. Since July, end of July, it's up about 20%. It's above the 200-day moving average, and it moved above the 200-day moving average in mid-July, so that's some good momentum right there. But once again, pay attention, check it out on the chart so you can kind of get a good gauge of like how these stocks are moving and the difference between some of these plays being under the 200-day moving average or above the 200-day moving average. Well, gang, this was a quick market recap, couple new plays to check out moving into the new week. Definitely look at it on the charts, do your analysis, check out the fundamentals on some of the plays we just talked about. See actually how the big market cap stocks are doing. Are they going to continue to pull back or not, or are they going to get a bounce here going into next day? We'll have to see. But the charts give you maybe an early indication of where they may be going. So guys, I gotta head into this private chef gig I got going on today, but you know, it's great talking to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna try and make a video on Monday once the market gets started for the day, kind of talk about where the market possibly could be heading early on in the week. So please, I hope you come back and check out my video for tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day. And I hope you're having a great weekend. Be safe out there. I love you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Take it easy. Bye.